Welcome to our STEM Showcase information session. We are glad that you have joined us today to find out some more about this new and free opportunity available for middle school students in Tuscaloosa, provided by the University of Alabama. The STEM Showcase will be held on Saturday, February 6, 2021, but registration for individual students and teams of up to 3 is open now, so you don't want to miss out on that. Our goal is to provide middle school students in Tuscaloosa's public and private school districts with the opportunity to have guidance as they develop a project based on STEM principles. This guidance will come in the form of university faculty, staff, and graduate students available as mentors. We want to bridge the gap of possibilities in order to prepare students to explore STEM topics as well as compete at a higher level. Students and even parents and teachers may be wondering within what kinds of categories that students may choose to participate. The categories for projects are available here. The mentors and judges will be scholars in these areas and help guide the students as they develop their projects. We have several special guests that are joining us today, and I will let them tell you a little more about why they are excited to share this opportunity with you. I'll first turn it over to Dr. Jeff Gray.
Hi everyone, I'm Jeff Gray. I'm a professor in the Department of Computer Science in the College of Engineering at the University of Alabama. And I'm really excited about the STEM Showcase. I've had a chance to advise about 30 students over the past 15 years on science fairs, but most of those have been out of our region. They've been students in Birmingham or in Huntsville participating in science fairs in those communities. So I'm really looking forward to a chance to work with students here in Tuscaloosa and helping students to find a project they really love, tying their own interests like sports or music, and trying to find a topic that would fit a science fair theme is really a lot of fun and gets the students involved. Because I'm actually a university professor because of science fairs. I got started in 8th grade on a science fair. I didn't know what research was, but I knew that I liked it, and continued through that path. And I think there's a lot of fun things that can tie to your own unique interests that can make the projects a lot of fun.
Thank you, Dr. Gray. That's awesome. What a wonderful reason to choose something like this for your student, or for you to be involved in also as a mentor if you are a faculty member as well. We have some other guests joining us too. And so Dr. Gray had this idea for a while, and so had also Dr. Bowell. So I will turn that over to her.
Hi, I'm Ping Pong. I'm an associate professor in chemical and biological engineering department. And so I have 2 kids. Right now they're a little bit older. One is in high school, one is in middle school. But through these years, being a parent and engineering professor, I always feel like learning through projects really help them to learn the concept very well. And so that's why I'm very excited about this showcase. Like so many years I've been working with elementary school and middle school develop projects based on their daily life. I think this is a better way for connect the students. So for example, some of the projects we developed working together, like a gummy making, how they're making gummies, and how this gummy making relate to chemistry, relate to biomaterial in their body. So some other examples, like I buy these gums from the public store, collect all the gum they can collect, and then let them try out, see which one kills the bacteria better, and how link them to bacterial growth. And so all of these daily projects, I think if we can let the student to work on this individual project, help them to understand science better, understand this STEM field better, and also spark their interest. That's why I'm very interested in this showcase, and hope this get the word out, more and more students can get involved in STEM field.
Thank you, that's excellent. And I love some of the suggestions that you had as well, just for some of those ideas for students for projects. We also have a curriculum director here with us, actually from AMSTI, and that's Miss Anna Daly. And so she'll share a little bit more of the basis of why this is important for students as well.
Hi, so I'm Anna Daly and working for AMSTI, that's the Alabama Math Science Technology Initiative. And we love getting in schools and working with teachers. And our whole mantra is learning STEM by doing. So this dovetails nicely with that. And we are very excited to work with this group and bring science at a high level to students around the area here.
Thank you so much. We are excited to have you join us on that as well. Well, I'll just talk to you a little bit about what some of your ideas are behind these things. Dr. Gray, I know that you are a faculty member and you're also a parent as well. Give us some perspective in why maybe parents are also faculty and might want to be involved with this program. What might be a benefit of that?
Yeah, I have a 7th grade daughter, and I also have a younger daughter and 2 older sons. So I'm really interested in having these opportunities in our community. And the UA community can also be very much involved. As you mentioned, we need volunteers of various areas of coverage. We need mentors. So the mentoring process can be multiple levels of engagement with faculty or with graduate students, undergraduate students at UA. So if you're interested in that, please contact us as well. We do have some experience in this in the past. We can give some examples of how to mentor a student. I have like 30 science fair posters, so I could share all my posters with everybody to see how they were constructed in the past, just as examples to borrow. The process of like creating a journal and getting the scientific process going, or an engineering process. Those are all things that we can help guide mentors on. But then there's also a need for volunteer judges. So during the actual science fair, we need experts, in many different areas, and that'll attest to the quality of the showcase by having experts in each area who can ask questions, and both the students and the judges learn from this. Whenever I was a STEM showcase or science fair judge, I walked away with a whole lot of knowledge myself. So it's a fun thing to get involved in the community, sharing your own experiences and learning from others. So if you want to be a mentor to students, or maybe it's a little bit longer period to be a mentor, but if you just wanted to show up be a judge, all those kind of opportunities are here. Just let us know.
Thank you so much. And it's awfully inspiring when we see these students too that come up with these project ideas. And so I think that is a wonderful way to look at it as well. I also wanted to mention to Dr. Bowell that you're also a faculty member and a parent, like you had mentioned before. And I know that parents will really want to have their child involved in this. Give us some perspective on why they might choose to encourage their child to register.
So I'm echo what Anna just said, like learning through doing. That's really like solidify what you learn. If it's just a concept, you forget very, very quickly. How you research it, you're doing it, it's really, you normally get your information can go with your life. And sometimes like if it's just a basic concept, it's a spark for the student for their long-term career goal, maybe even. And I think with being a parent, I also mentored a lot of the other students, high school students working in my lab through and others like outreach programs, mentor a lot of students. I really feel that like deep into a project, have a focused topic of learning, and it's just like a door open the way for students. I think this is like parents, I force my kids doing this. So for my son, I even just the school don't have a career fair. Even like my daughter right now, they don't have anything. So I will give them projects, let them figure out, let them do it. So one thing I give them to do is that like, okay, my daughter like baking. I said, okay, go search and figure this out. What's the difference between baking soda, baking powder, and how they do differently in cooking? I think it's like you keep using this concept, spark them, they really get into these things. And I heard a lot of students talking about how Just they have a very nice teacher in middle school, teach them physics concept, how that's the starting point of their learning. I said we just put our effort there, help the student to get their interest, then they can pave their way for the future. And that's what I think what this STEM showcase can do.
Thank you. I think that is excellent. Now, as a former teacher myself, if I'm listening to this as a teacher, I may be thinking, I don't need anything else on my plate right now. But that is definitely not the purpose of our program. We are really here to give you that support so that you can direct students to us and we can help them grow and take that off of your plate. So just for some thoughts from the teacher perspective too, I was going to turn this over to Anna Daly.
Yes, and I think that's a very good point. We want to be there with the teachers, walking right along with them. And as we said, we have mentors ready, we have faculty ready, we have our AmSty people ready to support you and get that extension of learning that you have been wanting. We know as teachers that you want your students to learn things in a relevant context. And so your science curriculum is based on three-dimensional standards, and they stem from science and engineering practices. And that's what the STEM showcase is all about. So you're kind of putting it into practice there. And so we saw the topics before, and I think the big question for teachers and perhaps students as well is like, what am I going to get out of doing this STEM showcase? Like, why should I put all this effort into it? And I think if you're a student, like, wow, you get to extend you get to extend your learning about a topic that you are interested in. How often does that happen? We have this curriculum, we've got to move through it and those kind of things, but you now get to focus and select what you want to learn about. What more could you ask? And then you get that sense of accomplishment, right? That productive struggle that Dr. Bowell was talking about. That is so important in all kinds of areas in life. So as a student, yeah, this is a great opportunity for you to learn about what you want to learn about. I love that for you. And if you're a teacher, the STEM Showcase is just a fabulous opportunity that we promise we will be right there with you. It's not going to be another thing on your plate, as Andrea said. And it's integrating all the subjects, something we always as teachers want to do, right? We don't want to teach in isolation. And then it is standards-based. We've got to do that, right? And it's allowing for that relevant science and that engineering skill development. And so you and your students, you're not in that isolated pod anymore. You get to collaborate with experts from the university, from around our community. And we're all about collaboration is what lifts everybody up and makes everything better. So you are getting to grow. I mean, what do you get out of it? You're getting to grow professionally. And then we were looking for always student growth, right? So both you and your students will have this great opportunity to grow in a fabulous way. And then what school does not want recognition? So by doing this, your school would also get recognition. So there are so many benefits, and we are here to help you. It's going to be a great opportunity for you and your students.
Yes, thank you so much. That's very true. And if you're a teacher and interested in being the contact person for your school for us, that would be wonderful. Contact us to let us know that too. Again, we're not asking for you to do more than just to be the contact so that we can provide the mentor information for you to provide to students. Also wanted to just let Dr. Gray step in for a moment to let you know that speaking of being recognized and your school being recognized, we do have a special connection for our winners that will be able to move on to another competition as well. So I'll let Dr. Gray talk about that for a moment.
Yes, so I think the cool thing about this showcase is that you're going to be a pioneer. You're going to be the first in your school. If you're a student, if you're a teacher, you're the leader of this, perhaps in your school as well. So it's always neat to be doing things first. There is a little bit of, maybe a little bit anxiety over that or a little bit of uncertainty. So if you have any questions, reach out and we'd be glad to answer that. But those, in addition to being kind of on the groundbreaking side of this, there's also opportunities to move forward. So I previously worked at UAB, and I worked with the science fair there. I know the director really well, and so the winners of the STEM Showcase here in Tuscaloosa will get a direct invite into the Central Alabama Regional Science Fair, and this is tied to what's called the Intel ISAF, or the International Science Fair, and you can keep progressing. That even Those from the central Alabama region get to go on to the state. So it's almost like in athletics, you're moving up the regionals and sectionals, regionals, and so on, even to the international level. So I've had a chance to work with 8 international science fair winners, and it's like the red carpet treatment. So, from this showcase, you can go on as well. And we're really looking forward to seeing, how well the Tuscaloosa area students can progress and kind of represent our region moving forward.
Thank you so much. And just to recap a little bit for everyone, so the STEM Showcase is much like what you've thought of before as a science fair, where middle school students have the opportunity to work on a project that they are guided by mentors from the university that are UA faculty and staff and graduate students that are experts in those categories. So the timeline for this basically starts now. Students can register to have their own project, or they can work in a team of up to 3 members from a school. And so they will work on their project from now until the STEM Showcase event, which will be in early February, on February the 6th. So in the meantime, what will happen is the teacher contact at each school will have information for those mentors that are specific to those categories. And so the mentors from UA will be contacting the students through the teacher and will be giving them guidance on their project. So it's a wonderful opportunity for everyone. And then we are really excited to have this opportunity for you all. As we mentioned before, it is a free opportunity. So just like Dr. Gray said, be a pioneer, give it a chance this year, and give yourself some time to explore something that maybe you haven't had that opportunity before. If you are a student watching this and you want to do this, check with your school's science teacher. If you're not sure, or if they don't know what you're talking about, feel free to email us and we will get you in contact with the right person for you to know. You may see some information on a flyer that says the deadline is October the 2nd. We are removing the deadline and extending it. So feel free, no matter when you're watching this, to contact us and we will get you lined up and get you registered for participation. I do want to say a special thank you to our guests today. Do any of you have anything to add before we close out today?
I'm just very excited. Sorry, Dr. Gray. I'm very excited to be working with this team and partnering with UA on this great project.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, this is something you can make it your own. Whatever your hobby is, whatever your interest is, you can unite that and investigate it further and have some fun and come with deeper knowledge of your hobby or interests and tie it to something you're also learning in the classroom.
For teachers, it's be so much more rewarding if you see a group of kids that have become so interested, so engaged in your class, rather than you ask a question, nobody responds. Hopefully this opportunity help you to make your student more engaged in your class.
Excellent. And you all may be asking, well, this is wonderful, so how can I contact you? So I will show you. Very easy to contact us. You can either choose to just email me, Andrea Ziegler, at the email address that's on the screen, amziegler@ua.edu, or you can find us on Facebook. You may be watching this on Facebook now, but you can find us at UA STEM Showcase there on Facebook. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope to see you at our STEM Showcase this year. Thank you.